Hey YouTube! Today I have a question for you. Does your team listen to you? Do they understand what you ask them to do? If not, I have one thing I suggest you do differently. Watch this. Boom! Last week, I was back in school. Yes, I attended a workshop called Storytelling for Leaders, a great one-day workshop. Now you might ask, why do you attend a workshop on storytelling when you're teaching storytelling? Let me explain. I always believe that's another level, and I have a cool toolbox full of different tools and techniques, but I also believe there's more to be learned. And I definitely learned a few things in that one-day workshop. Yep, even older dogs can learn new tricks. So one thing we learned in this class was the distinction between an abstract, conceptual message and a story that has facts and specifics that are a lot easier to understand. Let me give you an example. So imagine this, you decide to take your best friend to the neighborhood gallery. You want to explore some painting, some art, and you are excited. So you arrive at the gallery, you walk in, and the first painting you see is that. And you stand there and you look at it. I walk up to you and I ask, what do you see? And you're thinking, your friend is thinking, and I guess because it's abstract, you will tell me different things. Because when you watch an abstract painting, people make up their own meaning. Now, you turn around and you look at the opposite wall and you see that. I ask the same questions. What do you see? And here, both of you will go, hopefully if you're not colorblind, go red sports car, Ferrari, 1954. Why? Because it's specific, it's a concrete painting. Now, what is that to do with communicating at work? Often we see senior people, bosses, managers communicate concepts, abstract. It's like headlines, productivity, collaboration. What does that actually mean? Instead, be specific, be concrete, tell stories. Let me show you how that is done. So years ago, I was working in a team in a very big company, and the company there was a lot of competition going on, the market was kind of weak, and everyone was fighting for the same customers. So we could only do so much on the sales side, so we were asked to be more productive, do things faster and smarter. And we got this beautiful PowerPoint coming out explaining the numbers and the facts and why we had to do more with less. And we looked at it and we were kind of like, we get it, but what are we then supposed to do? Because you still expect us to produce the same thing. And you're not giving us any new technology and we're not outsourcing. So what are we supposed to do differently? And we spent a lot of time talking and guessing and not really getting anywhere. Does that sound familiar? I mean, I'm in the workplace every week. I look at senior people, I look at frontline people, I talk to friends who work in other companies, and everyone is kind of like having similar experiences. They see these high-level messages that don't necessarily translate into anything specific for the frontline. The frontline is confused, they're lost, they make up their own meaning. Best case, they start to do something. Worst case, they ignore you. I'm gonna show you a better way. Instead, I would do this. I would have a meeting with the frontline people and I would say this. Today, we're gonna talk about productivity. We're gonna talk about how we can do things differently and improve the way we work. What does that look like? Last week, I went to the IT department. Why? Because a lot of people have been complaining about how long time it takes to order a new phone or a printer or anything related to IT. It takes weeks, and it seems like everyone is involved. So I went to the IT department to see how they're doing, and there was a big group of people in the big meeting room on the 3rd floor. So I went in and I was very curious to see what was going on. And they were all like really, into a big discussion about the process. So what had they done? They had taken the process for ordering a phone and they have mapped it. So every step was a post-it note. They put it on the wall, all the post-it notes, and there were 18 steps. 18 steps in ordering one simple phone. Ridiculous. They put 18 post-it notes on the wall and then they asked for each step. What is this step supposed to do? Does it bring value? Yes or no? And if they couldn't answer the question, they would go and talk to the people who was involved in that step. So they went through that process and they really went strict on each step. Is it really necessary? Yes or no? Does it add value? Yes or no? And then they started to reduce the number of steps. And they came down to 5 steps. Yes, they took the process from 18 to 5. And this was 1 day worth of working. Okay, so in 1 day, they looked at the process, they mapped it, they talked to the relevant people, they moved from 18 to 5 steps. That is what I call working more productively. That is what I would like you to see. So when you go to work and you see our processes and the way we work around here and you think things take too long or it's too complicated or too many people involved, go into a room, map the whole process, ask for each step. Does it make sense? Yes or no? Does it add value? Yes or no? And if it doesn't, you take it out. You have my permission to take that step out and simplify. How about that? Do you think the team understand the strategy better after hearing the story? Do you think they have more clarity on what to do? Absolutely. So here's my one thing. Yep, all I'm asking you to do is tell more stories. So when you communicate new direction, new principles, new ideas, back it up with a story. Make it specific, make it concrete. People will love you. They'll go like, wow, I actually understand what they're talking about and what they want me to do. People will be more motivated, they'll be more engaged. Yes, it's that simple. Don't hide behind principles and PowerPoints. Tell stories. That's it. Just one thing. Tell stories. People will love you. My name is Tomas Bay. I'm also known as Coach Bay. What do? I create cool tools and videos to help you do better presentations at work. I hope you like. I hope you subscribe. I will be back with more. And until next time, tell better stories, do better presentations. Over and out from Hong Kong. Peace.